Hey guys, hello, hi everybody. How's everybody doing? Okay, good. I can see you guys. Sorry about the time adjustment, everybody. I know that Baron ended up going early today, and so I'm so sorry. And in my head, I'm like, well, I don't know if anybody. I hate making you guys choose, So I did want to start out by saying I'm sorry about the time adjustment. Still trying to kind of figure it out, but that's okay. Um, and it's all good. I'm happy to just make it work. Hey, Baby J. Hi, Case. Hey, Cryptic. Hey, Civilian. Hi, Michelle. Oh, Michelle, I just saw your comment. Awesome. The mods do such a wonderful job of letting me know when there's a good, tip. If they catch it, then it ends up going to Discord, and then I see it. So I love that. Hey, Carmen. Hey, Heather. Hey, Jeannie, of course. Hi. Hi, Jade. Hey, Nash. Hey, Milo. Sis, you should have been. Okay, can we just take a moment to give just a quick little round of applause for the username here? Sis, you should have been a detective. I love it. And hi. I wanted to let everybody get in. Hey, Mar. Hey. Hi to Connecticut. Cool. Not that far away from where my family's from. That's great. I'm glad to see everybody. So we kind of have a lot to get to today. Guys, oh my gosh. There's a lot. Hey, Renee. Hi. We kind of have a lot to get to today, and I'm going to try to keep it as concise as possible. I'm sure a lot of you guys caught this morning on Stu. We went over some stuff. And hey, Vivu. Hi, honey. Hey, Jackie. We went over kind of a lot of stuff. I know that not everybody has Kick, but if you get the chance, then I really encourage you guys to go and watch it because it's so good. It was a great episode in general. And also, I do think that it will be streaming on Twitter. So if you guys are able to, it will come out on Twitter and I think on Rumble as well. So definitely jump in and watch it there if you get the chance. It's great. Hey, Kino. Hi. Hey guys. So yes, if you get the chance, then it's pretty much the same information that we went over, and I think it's really interesting. I find it really interesting, and so I was really, really fortunate to be able to go and chat with Stu about it because we're trying to figure this thing out. That's the goal, and as you guys know. Oh yes, I heard that John Cullen was on Jimmy Dore. Guys, amazing. Oh my gosh, I can't wait to watch that. I'm so excited. So I'm going to be watching that. But yeah, so Baron went early, did a member show like a couple hours ago, and then he's probably still going. So I'm very sorry. I hate making people choose. I do want to keep it concise so that maybe you guys can, but I know people kind of jump in and out of lives. That's all good. But you can always watch this later too. If you guys are watching on Twitter, if you guys are watching this on Twitter, then we do have it on YouTube as well. And I love our Team Small Potatoes over there. So if anyone's interested, I'm like, come on, you can always watch stuff back because I do usually delete stuff from Twitter after I've done a whole episode. I don't know. I'm just trying to. I feel like not as many of them can see us when we are on YouTube, and I like it that way. That's like my preference, to be honest. So let me just, guys, we had tech issues this morning on Stu, which is such a bummer. Oh my gosh, it drives me absolutely crazy. I feel so bad because it's such a professional operation that he has over there, and I'm over here like, internet, like, trying to like get everything compiled and then sent over, and for some reason, I don't know why, but for some reason, certain files that I send him don't want to transfer. And I get the feeling that could be because we are getting a little bit closer to being over the target. So ultimately, I'm trying to think of it as a good thing, but it does mean that I have to we had to do it on the fly today a little bit. So the information, hopefully I can, well, we're more casual over here. So anyway, so then that way I can hopefully just go through the information with you guys. And then in that case, it can be ideally organized. I'm like, well, at least they haven't taken it off of my computer. It's an effort. Hey, hi, you God. Hey, Heather. Can't figure out how to work Kick. You know, I know that that's a platform. I'm like, that is for the young people. I'm over there just like, I have like the one, the one membership, the one follow was due. And then other than that, I'm like, I know it's a cool platform. I feel like a lot of the, more like truthful people end up going over there. I'm like, guys, I'm barely a YouTuber. Like, please be serious. I'm a researcher. You guys know that, first and foremost and always. And so I don't have any other. I'm like, I've had the same social media of everything since I was like in college, I think. So I'm not as up on the internet. Maybe one day I need to like figure out how to internet a little bit better. So I just wanted to come in and say hi. Oh yes, did you guys catch Candace and Anna Kasparian? It was so good. It was so good. I really genuinely feel like I love the way that Candace is making an effort to embrace people on all sides of the aisle. I don't think that left and right is like a real thing anymore. I just don't. For myself, I'm conservative, Christian. It's that simple. But I also don't believe that we shouldn't be able to talk to each other, even if someone has like a different set of political values. I think that it's really valuable to have those conversations regardless. So to me, I'm like, well, okay, in that case, I'm not gonna worry about that sort of thing. I think that a lot of people are kind of similar to how I feel about it, how they feel about it. Hey, Lucky Seven. Hey, hi, Kathy. Hi. Oh, is Orion here too? Hey, Kijos. Am I saying that right? Yeah, exactly. Kijos. You made a great point. Can I call you Key? Is that fine? It's a great point though. The left and right, like it's not real. Like I really don't think so. And I don't think that they think so either. I think that the people up here think of all of us goyim down here. That's all I'll say about it. So at any rate, I was really glad to see Candace have that conversation because I think it's super important and I think it's super relevant to everything that's going on, especially right now. Oh my gosh. So guys, I found something. I feel like it's like my famous, not last words, but famous first words. So we ran across information. So part of what you guys know that I have been striving to do, that I really, really have been striving to do, is to try to identify individuals that we think may have played a role in September 10th. Now, that does not mean that necessarily they were part of a conspiracy or the cover up or whatever you want to call it. I try to be really careful, especially when I go on, well, here we have to be considerate, but also like when I go on like Stu's platform and stuff, or talk to Allie, or talk to anybody, I always think to myself, I don't want to put words into their mouth and I don't want it to seem as though they have a certain opinion. So I always try to like really use, choose my words carefully and be really cognizant of that. But I've had a lot of questions about 9/11. That's the only time I'm going to say that word. I feel like I will get in trouble for saying that word. What should we call it? Guys, should we call it the towers? Well, it wasn't the towers, it's the Pentagon. We're gonna need to develop a code. I do appreciate you guys so much because you guys do keep the chat clean. Thank you so much. I know that the mods are doing an amazing job. They are so wonderful and so caring, and they want to make sure that we don't get our tiny little channel yanked. And I couldn't agree more. Just so you guys know, I very much am like, I'm a free speech absolutist. It's a lot of what made me connect so much with what happened to Charlie, thinking about the fact that he was taken from us because he was exercising his free speech. I think that it is an integral American value. It is probably the one that I hold nearest and dearest to my heart. That being said, these platforms are still private companies, right? And so that means that they are allowed to have terms of service, and they are allowed to have things that they let us say or don't. I am grateful that we are able to say what we are able to say. So I'm like, we'll play by the rules. What do we call it? The day before? The day before? I don't know what to. Someone said something in the chat and I loved it. Let me think here. So yes, so thank you guys for using code words in the chat. And I'm like, I think that we have like a keyword thing. I think we have like a, that like if you have any questions about what it is that we're talking about, then please make sure that you guys ask, because I'm always happy to like clear things up. Oh, 911. You're smart. You beautiful genius. 911. Okay. That's what we're going to be talking about today. Now, I don't know if any of you guys have had the opportunity to watch Tucker Carlson's series regarding, yes, 2001. I don't know if any of you guys have had the opportunity to watch his series that's specifically around the questions about that day, but I watched it. Oh my goodness, I've watched it like 5 times. It's so good. It looks into so many different pieces of the puzzle, and it looks into one that maybe, possibly, potentially, hypothetically, theoretically, could have something to do with what I think that I feel comfortable saying I've identified as a person of interest. An individual that I really think really just needs a closer look. So that's what we're going to be talking today about, Jackie. And I think that background and her history makes it really compelling. The fact that there seems to be some interest in a person who was there on 911 and then 25 years on was there on 910. So I'm like, I won't bury the lead. Oh, hi, is Trigger Smart here? Hey, Trigger, nice to see you. Everyone say hi to Matt, please. We're in excellent company. Oh, I just love that. That's so wonderful. It's good to see you. We're getting better with the computer, not earlier today. Like, everyone ignore that. If you guys do catch the information that I was going over with Stu, it was very interesting to me that some of that information seems to have gotten lost in the mail. I do not think that is his fault, and I know that I sent what I sent, but guys, I was having to resend stuff on the fly. So it was a little bit of a whew today, but that's okay. We soldier on because the information is way too important. And the more people that are aware of this stuff, the better. That's the rule. So we're going to keep going no matter what. Now, let's talk about Jackie, because Jackie, to me, has risen to the level of someone that I think that other people need to be aware of. Okay. So here's what we'll do. Let me start with the bio of our gal. Okay. So here we go. So I have identified enough information about this person, okay, that at this point, I think we need to really take a look at her, at what she's been up to, what she's been doing. Now, I am not making an allegation of wrongdoing by this person. I'm really not. It could be that individuals wanted her to be somehow involved in all of this, and maybe she said no. We don't know. We really don't. No one can say. But the first thing that I wanted to do when I was taking a look at the FBI agents that potentially maybe could have had something to do with September 10th, I wanted to go through individuals other than Bongina and Spider Cash, right? When we are thinking about Spider Cash, he's there. He's, he came for the 33 hours. We know that. We know that Bongina was still at the agency at that time. And we know that there were a number of FBI jets that came into Salt Lake City on that day. Definitely more than just the two of them, however, are the guys that are going to be in charge of figuring out what exactly happened in that 33-hour span. Now, it's pretty impressive that they got it done that quick, especially without their main gal. Now, this is Miss Jacqueline Maguire. She is considered a hero of 9/11. A hero of 9/11. Now, if you take a look through her bio, which is a part of her new company, Sunday Strategies, you will read that our darling here, Miss Jacqueline, she is someone who was praised so much. Now, can you imagine somehow Miss Jacqueline, in her first year with the agency, wouldn't you know it, Miss Jacqueline ended up somehow being the special agent in charge of the Pentagon's incident. Now, just to start from the beginning, just so everybody, has it fresh in their mind, let's think about the fact that on that day, 9/11, on that day, more than just the towers had their incident, right? There were the towers. There's Building 7. There was that flight, United 93, flight, that they scrambled those jets out of the, let's see here, was it the Baltimore National Guard? I believe it was. Anyway, somehow it would appear that those jets, those fighter jets that were scrambled, they somehow did not make it in time to catch up with that passenger jet. That passenger jet took itself down. Those fighter jets that we scrambled over American airspace definitely did not shoot that commercial plane down. And if you haven't watched the conversation between Tucker Carlson and John Kiriakou, who is a former CIA agent, then but he's good. They have a conversation about it. Fascinating story. I've told it on this pod. For my OGs, you guys probably remember. So it was not, however, just the towers, Building 7 and United 93 that happened that day. If you guys recall, there was also a plane that hit the Pentagon. Now, if you guys have seen what I have seen, which is a lot of images that I can't show here because I really do think that those are outside of the terms of service. But I want you guys to keep in mind, there were a lot of questions. Let's put it like that. There were a lot of questions about what happened that day at the Pentagon. Now, somehow, there happened to be a perfectly circular hole in the Pentagon that somehow those hijackers flew perfectly into the building, into the bottom of the building. I mean, really remarkable piloting from those hijackers. And I also know that that perfectly round shape that went exactly into the correct office at the Pentagon, that perfectly round shape, it's a little strange when we start to think about the fact that there were no wings visible in any of the footage. Now, you would think that a wing maybe would cause some building damage. And there were a lot of conversations at that time, and again, brought up by families of victims of that day, about the ways that our government handled it. I think they're legitimate questions. I think that they deserve better answers than the 9/11 Commission ever gave us. That is my real, true feeling. It occurred to me that the person who was tasked with finding those hijackers, with tracking them, investigating them, locating them, and preparing the entire investigation on them, well, wouldn't you know it? None other than Jackie here. Now, I don't know about you guys, but when I consider the fact that there have been credible allegations that perhaps it was something else that struck the Pentagon, well, that begs the question, don't you think? Because if it was something else or someone else, I think something else, judging by the footage of what we've seen, judging by the fact that there was almost no debris from an actual jet. There was a partial fuselage that had, the airline, the tail number painted on it. When we think about all of that together, the thing that has really occurred to me is, so if it wasn't a jet, then how are there hijackers? Does that make sense? I hope that you guys, so great question, eyes wide open. So the hypothesis has been that that jet in particular, United 77, is not what struck the Pentagon. The conversations that have taken place recently, and again, anyone who hasn't watched Tucker's series on it, I really encourage it. Very eye-opening. There has been a lot of conversation about the idea that potentially it could have been something else that struck it. That it could have been a Scud missile. Sorry to say it, a missile. Right. Yeah, I'm like, I got to be careful with how I say things on stream, but any person who begins to kind of peel back that layer, the first, even just the top cursory layer, will see that there are so many questions in Sweet Swine. Thank you for saying it so that I don't have to. Okay. So guys, the thing that I find compelling is if that is true, and I am inclined to very much understand exactly why people say that. So if that's true, then there's no hijackers. Because if it's something else that hit it, then there are no hijackers. So who is she investigating? Does that make sense? I hope it does. Now, when we think about the ways that individuals could handle a situation like that, again, this is someone who had been on the job at that time for a year. She was brand new to the agency. She's working out of the New York field office, and then all of a sudden was assigned over to this Pentagon incident. I thought, well, that's really fascinating. She's brand new. She was green at that time. So who knows? But I do know that she did testify in front of the 9/11 Commission. She's been hailed as a hero of theirs for a very long time. So as I went through the individuals who were associated with the FBI in 2025, she stood out a little bit to me on the list. And I thought to myself, well, I should take a look more intensely, like into her biography, as well as what she's been up to recently, where she had been in the interim, and what potential relevance she could have to our case, especially after I found this. I don't want to bury the lead too much today, guys, because I do want us to get through it. I'm like, let me make it big. Here you go. Now, as you guys know, I believe that Google Trends are a really compelling tool for investigators in order to let us see where and what someone was interested in a certain topic. Now, these are Google image searches that were taking place in Las Vegas over the course of last year. When I began to look, something that we've observed is that not only were we seeing JDA as a part of the this question, right? Of this question, we saw that those Google searches were being conducted of JDA. And then, interestingly, we saw that they were being wiped. That, for me, as soon as I went on Stu, within 24 hours, they wiped those searches. I thought to myself, you know what? I find that compelling. And the reason that I find that compelling is because you don't rush to cover something up unless you're kind of onto something. Now, with the Fort Banana searches that we did uncover previously, at that time, I thought to myself, well, okay, Fort Banana, it is still a military base. They do have security. There's a relationship to our national security, hypothetically, theoretically. And so I understand why they would want to kind of cover that information. Does that make sense? However, JDA, which is Johnny Moore's PR firm, there's no connection between JDA and the U.S. military. There's no relationship to national security. There's no, our government should not be sticking their neck out for JDA. So I thought to myself, well, is there any person that we can think about here related to the story who would have the kind of pull that it would take in order to get those searches wiped so quickly? Well, it was really fascinating. As I took a look into Jackie's biography, I noticed something that I thought, wow, that fascinates me. And that would be, let's see here. I'm going to switch to, here we go. Okay. And that would be her new company. So Jackie herself left the FBI in February of 2025. After this illustrious 25-year career, all of a sudden, Jackie decides to strike out on her own, retire, and start a crisis PR firm. Isn't that interesting? All of these folks that are involved with a variety of industries, all of a sudden, they all go into crisis PR and event management. I cannot help but wonder what the reason for that is, especially given the fact that Miss Jackie used to be the head of technology, science and technology for the FBI. I thought to myself, well, gosh, if I wanted to do anybody a favor at JDA, for example, if I wanted to do them a favor and wipe their search history, I would say that the science and technology chief at the FBI would probably at least know who to call. Do you guys see what I'm saying? So as I've been thinking about the fact that Miss Jackie went from being the tech lead at the FBI to all of a sudden starting this crisis PR firm, even though she does not have a PR background, I wanted to look into what services this new PR firm offered. Now, I thought that it was particularly interesting that she's all about security and safeguards, strategic risk, like risk mitigation, and readiness and leadership and communication. I have been thinking to myself, can we identify any person where it might make sense for that individual to have been the person who has been tasked with coordinating everything? Does that make sense? I hope it does. When I've been thinking about who would you trust, or who would you go to perhaps if you wanted to coordinate an event like this? Who might you go to? If you wanted to coordinate things like paving over a crime scene, if you wanted to coordinate things like having a whole of government response, it seems to all kind of be on the same page. And also we have to be able to wipe the Google Trends, and also we have to be able to pave the crime scene, and also we have to be able to have the SBI be okay with only being handed certain specific pieces of evidence. And also we have to make sure that individuals related to this case, like Lance Twiggs, are offered blanket immunity. And also we have to make sure that we've coordinated with individuals, both, foreign and domestic. And also we have to make sure that we are preventing Joe Kent in his capacity as the NCTC from continuing to investigate this. And also, it's like, guys, the list goes on. Do you see what I'm saying? Think about that for a second. Who is it that maybe, potentially, hypothetically, theoretically, would be able to coordinate that much of an issue? And by the way, maybe would not be that experienced at crisis PR, because what we know about Miss Jackie here, we know that Miss Jackie, her background is in NatSec. Her background is in national security, guys. She is the type of person who does not appear to have a ton of experience as far as PR. However, she certainly can write a report after a major whole of government incident and response. So for me, I thought, you know what? I got to check. I have to look. I'm always resistant to think that any person in government is bad, and I'm not saying she is. I'm always resistant, especially to think I'm like a girl. A girl would never do this, right? Like, I don't know. But, it pains me. It really does. I just, just so you guys know. And again, I'm not saying that Miss Jackie is the mastermind, but it really started to become interesting to me, okay? When what I started to observe was this specific situation where, let me see here, our darling Jackie was being Google searched in Las Vegas. Now, what is it that we know happened in Las Vegas? Who is it that we know lives in Las Vegas? Does anyone that we know live in Las Vegas in our story, as characters in our story? Well, let's think about this for a second. What we do know for sure is that Mima and her clan, well, gosh, they always have had their ties there in the Vegas area, right? There's the actual mob, and then there's the Vegas mafia, all of that good stuff. Let's think about for a second, who is it that we know is located there? Okay, well, we know the Turning Point now has a connection to Vegas since they recently opened a new office there, but that's only within the past few months, guys, because back then, no, they didn't have and again, as a Christian organization, I am particularly bothered by the idea that they're acting like they just were off on some weekend trip in Vegas. I hope that's not what they were doing, using donations that are ostensibly supposed to be for some sort of Christian outreach and fundraising. But anyway, you guys know what I'm saying. Yes, distribution center, excellent point. So what I thought was particularly interesting was, okay, we know the Turning Point kind of has some, I would describe them as obscure during 2025. They have obscure ties to Las Vegas. No direct ties at that time, kind of obscure ones. All right. So imagine my surprise when, as I started to look, and I looked and I looked, and I saw what started to look to me a little bit like a data cluster. A data cluster. Now, a data cluster with using Google Trends indicates, in my opinion, that individuals in a certain place at a certain time were interested in a certain thing. Now, that would be very normal. We've talked about this before. You guys know. It would be normal if the week leading up to Easter, right, or the month leading up to Easter, you started to see Google searches happening for peeps, Easter eggs, Easter candy, Easter church services, where to go Easter egg hunting, right? Local Easter egg hunt. If we know a piece of information about a certain time frame and it makes sense for that location, and we start to see more and more individuals looking at more and more things that make sense, then we can contextualize that data, if that makes sense, in order to say, okay, that tracks. I get why they were looking at that. Now, as I started to look through the Google Trends related to Las Vegas in the same, in this early spring timeframe, which was right after Miss Jackie had left the FBI. Well, wouldn't you know it? I started to see Google Trends that, to me, they didn't square. See, what I was observing was Sunday strategies, a Corvette, a Thomas Corvette, Andrew Corvette, Sunday strategies Corvette, Corvette Sunday strategies. Now, Sunday strategies, if you guys might recall, is the name of Miss Jacqueline Maguire's crisis PR firm. However, at that time, well, when I went looking at that time, Sunday strategies hadn't yet been built. It hadn't launched yet. Isn't that funny? Isn't that strange? See, when I took a look at Miss Jacqueline's LinkedIn, it turns out that Sunday Strategies, the company, the PR, the crisis PR firm that she owns, they hadn't launched until November. Isn't that funny? So they didn't exist during this time period, for example. I thought to myself, well, that's really weird. That's really weird, and it's not Jacqueline's fault. It's not Andrew's fault. Honestly, it's not Andrew's fault, but someone over there thought that there was a relationship between these people, as evidenced by the fact that what we're seeing here are Google Trends that are happening right in early March for JDA Corvette, JDA Jacqueline Maguire, JDA John Moore, as in Johnny Moore, Sunday Strategies Corvette, Sunday Strategies a Corvette. Now, these exact terms were searched from Las Vegas by the individual's image right within the same little frame of time. I thought to myself, well, now wait a second. Now, Andrew Corvette has never even worked for JDA. Why would it be that they are looking for Andrew Corvette as a part of JDA? Andrew Corvette doesn't work there. He is supposed to have stopped working with Johnny Moore like 3 years before Johnny Moore even joined JDA. Now, Johnny Moore, that's someone who does work with JDA. That's his company. But when those two work together, neither of them had an affiliation with it. So think back to your, think back to your college roommate. Okay? Say you went to Auburn with Sarah, right? Okay, whatever. Just giving an example off the cuff here. So say that you and Sarah went to college together at Auburn. You guys were roommates. Now, if you saw that somebody thought, oh, hey, you and Sarah, you guys went to Auburn together, that would be kind of normal. That makes sense. Well, now you go off and you work at, you work at the bank. Okay, you work at US Bank. And Sarah goes off and Sarah works as a receptionist at a hair salon. Okay, life has moved forward. It's been years. Now, you leave US Bank and you go to Citibank. And now we're 5 years on from either of you guys ever even having worked together, right? Or seen each other, known each other since you were roommates. Well, now all of a sudden, someone comes up to you and says, hey, you know what? Don't you and Sarah work at Citibank? Sarah, don't you guys work at Citibank? No, Sarah's my college roommate. So why would you think that we were related to each other? Why would you think that we were both related to Citibank? It just doesn't make sense. And so when I have seen these individuals being associated with these companies that they don't work for, that they should have no affiliation with, you start to think, well, gosh, these people, do they all know each other still? At least someone in Las Vegas does. Now, my best guess personally is that we're looking at like a chauffeur, maybe a hotel, someone putting together a guest list, someone putting together a guest list of who's going to be attending. I don't know, some dinner, some function. But at the very least, somebody thought that Andrew Colvett was still working with or was affiliated with JDA. Someone thinks that Jacqueline Maguire is affiliated with JDA. Someone thinks that Johnny Moore, which he is affiliated with JDA, were all right in the same time. I thought to myself, well, that's really strange. That is so odd. I don't really know. Why is it that someone thinks that all of these people know each other and work together? And it's right in this little frame of time. As you guys can see, throughout the course of the year, it's not like they were looking for them, in February and in July and da-da-da. No, it was just right in this little frame of time. So I thought to myself, well, let's see where everybody was that we know is related to this situation. Let's go and take a look and let's see if we see anything. Let's go and take a peek at some of our jets that we know are associated with Turning Point. And wouldn't you know it? See, right there, March 6th, and you can see also on March 8th and March 10th, somebody in Vegas thought that these people all knew each other. And it was just the darndest thing, guys, because as I started to look and I looked and I looked, I said to myself, no, wait a second. Now, here's one of our Turning Point jets. Here's one of our jets that flies from Turning Point. Well, okay. Now, where is it that that jet is coming from? Oh, I'm like, maybe it's kind of hard to see in the way that I have it cropped. I'm sorry about that. But I'm like, I wonder if I can make it big. And then you guys can see it even better. And then let's try this. Is that better? I don't know that it is. I wish I could make it show better. Oh my goodness. I'll take myself off the screen. Hold on 1 second. I don't know that helped anything. I'm not sure that it did. All right, I'll be back here. I'm in the corner. Hi. So now the thing is, I expect for these Google searches to all be gone by the time I get off of this stream, and that's okay. Because again, the biggest thing that I have observed is that although they're kind of smart, they don't do a good enough job. So it's like they might take off Johnny Moore, but they forget and they leave John Moore. They might take off Andrew Thomas Colvett. They might leave A. Thomas Colvett. They're not that good at this. That's what I keep thinking about. Now, as far as being good at like wiping stuff, well, I don't know. I wonder if that gets done so quickly because they know anybody, like the kind of people that work in technology, like with the FBI or something, who would be able to give Google a phone call or know somebody who could. Now, our friend Jacqueline, she was with the agency for 25 years? Maybe she knows someone. But it's occurred to me over and over. What? Okay, so as I looked here, and I just want to be clear, so on our flight, and I'm sorry that I feel like the cropping is not as good as that should be, just so you guys know, that flight originated in Virginia. Isn't that funny? Now, who lives in Virginia? Oh, well, gosh, wouldn't you know it? Miss Jacqueline lives in Virginia. Miss Jacqueline of Sunday Strategies lives in Virginia. Oh, that's fascinating. Okay, so Jacqueline Maguire lives in Virginia, and a lot of Google Trends were being performed right in the beginning of March. And then for some reason, our Turning Point jet went right over to Virginia. Okay, they don't usually go there. You'd think they'd be doing more fundraising there, guys. For some reason, they're not. I don't know. But then they went right over to Virginia themselves. Well, that's interesting on March the 8th. And then they did some fundraising, picked someone up. I don't know. We can't really say, can we? But then where did they go? Well, let's take a peek. Well, gosh, wouldn't you know it? Isn't that just about the funniest thing? And I'm like, I'll make it big again. Sorry about this. Hold, please. Here we go. Well, wouldn't you know it? Isn't that funny? So right on the days when those Google searches were being performed, right on those days, somebody went to Virginia, where Jackie lives, picks up something or someone. Well, and then, gosh, they fly back. They stop in Phoenix, stopped in Texas as well, but they stop, just for a minute, and then they stop in in Phoenix. And then where do they go? Well, they go to Las Vegas. Well, isn't that funny? So on the day that there were Google Trends Google searches being performed for Jacqueline Maguire as affiliated with JDA, the same day that Andrew Colvett and Johnny Moore are being affiliated with JDA. Then someone in Las Vegas also thinks that Andrew Colvett works for Sunday Strategies or is somehow linked to Sunday Strategies, and that Johnny Moore is linked to Sunday Strategies. Oh, and by the way, Sunday Strategies doesn't exist yet, because as we can see by the article that was released by her herself, let's see here. Well, wouldn't you know it? Well, Sunday Strategies, they launched them in November. So I thought to myself, well, gosh, isn't that a funny set of coincidences? I mean, isn't that just the funniest thing? That's really odd. So this company that doesn't exist, but someone thinks that Jacqueline works there, Andrew works there, and Johnny works there. Well, that's so fascinating. I find that absolutely fascinating. So what they were doing in Virginia, were they picking up Jacqueline? We don't know. What they were doing in Phoenix, were they picking up any person from Turning Point? I don't know. Andrew? Anyone? I don't know. And what were they doing going to Las Vegas? Well, somebody thought, at the very least, some people thought that they were going there together. Fascinating set of circumstances, wouldn't you guys agree? So as I went through and started to continue on looking, I thought to myself, well, okay, that's weird. It's weird that this lady owns a crisis PR firm. It's weird. A lot of this stuff is just kind of strange. I don't totally get it. I wonder if we can see anything else related to this company, Sunday Strategies. I'm like, hold please. Let me see if I can add this to the stage. Oh my gosh, I hope so. I'm like, am I out of little spots to put stuff? I don't think I am. Okay, one moment. See, it's doing the same thing to me now that it did to me last night when I was trying to send this to Stu. Isn't that funny? Isn't that curious? Okay. Let's try this. We'll see. So the next thing that I went ahead and did was I wanted to go and take a look. Now, again, please recall, Jacqueline Maguire did not always own Sunday Strategies. In March, when someone thought she was affiliated and Andrew Colvett were affiliated with Sunday Strategies, and this is all hypothetical. And guys, just so everybody knows, for all of my gang that's watching on Twitter, we are going to migrate over to YouTube because, you know, Andy, friend of the show. So I want us to be over here. If you guys are able to migrate over here, I would so appreciate it. Otherwise, I will catch you guys in the next one for the Twitter sphere. I'm like, YouTube community, stay right there. And guys, if you haven't had a chance to hit like, I would appreciate it so much. It really helps the algorithm, especially as I'm talking about these sensitive topics. So thank you so much. And if you guys are cool, then so YouTube gang, stay, hold on to your seats. And Twitter gang, hopefully I see you guys over here because we have to get into the Hebrew stuff. Of course. You know, of course they're involved. Of course they are. So let me just go ahead and do this. Okay, guys. I hope that worked. Oh my gosh. Okay, I hope that you guys are all still here. I really hope so. Okay, I think we are. I think we're good. So, so hi, Destroy the Bob. I saw this go by. When I'm talking about Andy, I'm talking about Mr. Sunday Strategies there. Hold that. Kind of Wilson, but yeah, anyway, Andy, friend of the show. Like he watches, he watches, he's mad. Okay, bless it. Anyway, so what I wanted to say was, of course, once I had seen how many times that JDA had been being searched as a potential connection to Jacqueline, once I saw that Jacqueline was being searched as a part of Sunday Strategies, which again, did not exist during that time frame, guys. And then Andrew Colvett was being searched as some affiliate of Sunday Strategies, which again, didn't exist. I thought to myself, well, that feels a little bit less random. Now, I know that Andrew Colvett technically was a public person at that time. I'm not saying he wasn't. But when you think about the likelihood that someone's being Googled in some capacity or affiliation with a company, if the company does not yet exist, then I hope that people can understand a little bit of what I'm saying by this is weird. It's really weird. So I started to think to myself, well, gosh, you know what I better do? I better go and find out if anyone else was interested in Miss Jacqueline. And wouldn't you know it? So what I did was I took Jacqueline's name as well as the address of Sunday Strategies, public address. I'm not doxing anybody, of course. I translated that to Hebrew. And I thought to myself, well, because, here's the thing. If there's going to be any relation to these individuals, to anybody overseas, I wonder if I could nail down any kind of connection. And wouldn't you know it? Imagine my surprise when, as I started to search in places like Lincoln, where we know that our Egyptian jet goes, as I started to search for these specific terms that I made more and more specific, I started to observe the fact that somebody in that area with increasing frequency thought that Miss Jacqueline Maguire was interesting in Hebrew. Now, sorry, I'm like sipping water. Oh my gosh, you guys, it's so hot in my office. So what I'm trying to do with using Google Trends, okay, is that I think of them as an excellent investigative tool. What I mean by that is that although obviously, since I'm not a federal investigator or something, since we're not actual federal investigators, what I find is that it's a really good way for us to just see where someone was interested in something. It's just a lead. It's a small data point or a piece of evidence. Now, I think that it's very, very silly, the idea that individuals like citizens are supposed to be responsible for providing proof, but I would hope that people can remember and realize proof and evidence are two different things. And data points are just helpful pieces of information that we can continue to fill into the mosaic of potentially what happened. Who killed Charlie Kirk? How and why? That's what I care about finding out. So as I went through and I started to take a look, and I'm like, and so what you guys can see there is those are Google image searches that were taking place with increasing frequency over the course of 2025. Now, I'll just tell you guys, because off the top of my head, I'm pretty sure that I know them just off the top of my head. So the first search is going to be for Jacqueline. So that is for Jacqueline Maguire. The second search is going to be for the address of her business, Sunday Strategies. Again, did not exist at that time. It did not exist. Then I went ahead and I searched for Sunday Strategies, Jacqueline Maguire. Sunday Strategies, Jacqueline Maguire. Jacqueline Maguire, Sunday Strategies. And then Jacqueline Maguire with the address to Sunday Strategies. Now, what I hope that you guys can do is take a look there and see, now, wait a sec, isn't that the funniest thing? So somebody in Hebrew in Lincoln, well, gosh, they really did think that Jacqueline Maguire was related to Sunday Strategies, and they thought that she was related to the address for Sunday Strategies. And isn't that odd, given that Sunday Strategies at that time didn't exist? Because this is a company that had not yet been formed. And that, to me, is really pertinent information. So at the time that these Google searches were being performed, guys, it's not as though they could just go and look up the address. The business had not been bought. The actual location there in West Palm Beach, it wasn't a thing. That wasn't a thing at that time. So I hope that folks can understand how strange that is. The idea that, wow, wouldn't you know it? Somebody knew where Jacqueline had her business and where she was teaching her business from, even though, again, she has no affiliation to West Palm Beach at this time. She's a Virginia career official. So how is it that they even could have known that address was going to be anything meaningful related to Jacqueline Maguire? I'm looking for a photo right now, and I hope that I can find it. Oh, my word, because my computer's fine, but it's being a little bit of a pain in the rear end. Oh, my goodness. I'm like, you know what we'll do? We'll do it live. Oh, my gosh, do I sound like what's his name? Oh, my gosh, what's his name? Bill O'Reilly. Bill O'Reilly moment. We're doing it live, okay? So here's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to scooch over, and I am going to show it to you guys just like this. Because if I can't find it, then it's cool. We'll just find it like this. So let me see, because I know I have the tab open. I always keep that tab open. Let's go with, here we go. I'm just going to ADSB. So for all of my follow along at home folks, you guys already know that what I'm doing right now, and I'll share the screen with you in a moment. I just have to make sure that I do this correctly. But BTV, and I'm looking for some aircraft. So for my follow along at home people, I am looking up our Egyptian jets. Those have been interesting to me the entire time. I know to a lot of you guys too. And I think that it just provides really good data points because, wouldn't you know it, guys? Of course they're related. Of course they're involved. So, am I frozen? Am I not? Oh my gosh, is Dr. Scarika in here? Oh, hi, Scarika. Everyone, Scarika's here. We love her. Did you guys see when she was doing the widow out the window of the car? She's so funny. Okay, so you know my computer gets mad, so I'm trying not to do it too much. Okay. Oh my gosh, you guys should have seen me on Stu earlier when, for some reason, a bunch of stuff that I had brought up did not transfer over to his computer. And so I was just sitting there like, what a moment. You're kidding. Can you guys see me? Can you hear me okay? No, I can see my computer getting mad already. Oh my goodness. Okay, wait a second. Okay, I'm here, so just hold on a sec, guys. I hope you can hear me. Yeah, the computer's not going for it today. But we did order a new one. That's exciting. So, hold please. Here's what we'll do. That's me, clicking my nails on my mouse, which is what I always do when I am concerned with how my computer's lagging. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's try this. So I'll do this, and then I'm going to share my screen. Guys, thank you for walking through it with me. Okay. Now, we'll go to this one. You guys are so patient, and I adore all of you. There we are. We got it? Okay, we got it. Thank goodness. Okay. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to take a peek back. We're walking back in time now on our aviation tracker. And what we will do is I've got a couple of dates that I thought were of particular relevance to our case. So we've got August 23rd. Let's go with August 23rd of 2025. Okay. Can you guys see that okay? Can everyone see that? Let me know if you guys are able to see that. Can you? You're so patient. You guys are so wonderful. I appreciate you so much. Somebody let me know in the chat if you guys are able to see that. You can see it? Okay, good. Thank you. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it so much. Okay, so what we observed is that on August 23rd, oh my gosh. Okay, ignore that text message. We're ignoring that. We're busy right now. Okay, so what we can see is that on August 23rd of 2025, where is our Egyptian jet? Well, on that day, our Egyptian jet flew from, is this Lincoln? I think it is. Okay, we flew from Lincoln. We have SUBTT. I hope you guys can see that okay. And where did they fly to? Well, wouldn't you know it, it would appear that they flew to Delaware. Now, we know that every single time that our Egyptian jets do seem to leave the United States, one of the things that they persistently do is they always stop in Delaware. They always stop there. And the purpose of that, I can really only speculate. Guys, I am right now interneting. Oh my goodness, please wish us luck because I'm interneting right at this moment and I'm very, very hopeful that it's not going to crash my computer as I'm like interneting behind the scenes. I'm so sorry, guys, but thank you for being so patient. You guys are endlessly patient with me and my tech skills. Let me see. Is this the one that I want? I think it is. I'm looking for the corresponding date because it was just the funniest thing, you guys. Wouldn't you know it? There we go. There it is. So imagine my surprise when I took a look, and on August 23rd, well, what do we have here? I'm like, I want to make it bigger so that you guys can see it even bigger. Hold, please. Let me just do. Okay. There we go. August 23rd. Isn't that the funniest thing? See, why is it that on August 23rd, we are now seeing this search being performed in Delaware? So as I have looked through, and I'm not going to say the translation of what this is, but I don't want to dox anybody because I would be doxing if I say it. But it's the address. It's the address of her. And so I'm like, don't translate it. No one translate it. Don't do that. The thing that I would say that I feel comfortable saying at this point is that every time that those Egyptian jets go to various places, be that Wichita, Omaha, now Delaware as well, and certainly Lincoln, every single time, consistently, there are Google Trends that are taking place in Hebrew. And the uniqueness of the date, the fact that throughout the entire year, they're not looking for, they weren't looking for this stuff like throughout the year consistently, just once. These ones are relatively unique, especially given the fact that they're not being conducted in English. And then, again, continually, what I'm running into is individuals like Miss Jacqueline here, who are, let's see here, being searched. Sorry, now we're really interneting in the same location. Now, I couldn't agree more. Oh my gosh, I saw such a great comment roll by, and I want to just hop on and see if I'm able to show this comment. I hope so. Thank you, Citizen Forensic. Wilmington, Delaware is a nexus for the whole operation. Trust lawyers and tons of legal shield in Delaware. The people moving the money all go through Wilmington. Exactly. Because what I am running into over and over and over and over is that these locations, they have a meaning. I really do believe that. These locations, now, as time goes, I am hoping to get to the bottom of why Lincoln. The one that I really am stuck with, that I worry about, is why might not? Because there's really not much out there. Why Las Vegas? Well, I think that we can make some pretty educated guesses. Why Omaha? Well, we know Stratcom's there, but there's also a great deal of business there, Why Lincoln? So anyway, I'm like, if any of my awesome co-investigators, if any of you guys have any ideas, I've been working on that because it doesn't feel random to me, the fact that this is where they are continually and persistently visiting. They also go to Provo, lest we forget. One of our Egyptian jets, in fact, was in Provo from, when was it? Oh my gosh, you guys, they were there from May until the day of. So lest we forget, I'm like, oh wait, guys, you guys will see this is my master list on my locations of my Egyptian jets. So all I have to do is I go through and I take a look at different locations, or excuse me, on different dates where these actual searches are taking place. Guys, it's so hot in my office. Oh my word. And what I've observed is I go, okay, so let's see. Here's this unique search that's being conducted in Hebrew. There is no match to my searches that are being conducted in English that is like consistent. That's, I think it's good information. I want to make sure that I'm kind of clear about that. And yes, if you guys would do me the hugest favor ever and hit like, this would be so lovely. I would so appreciate it. Guys, I'm over here sweating. Oh my goodness. That's okay. Happy to, but it's a hot day. It's a scorcher today. And as you guys know, we don't have an AC in here. But anyway, what I'm finding kind of continually, persistently, every time that those Egyptian jets fly into town, Egyptian, every time, then all of a sudden Hebrew searches are popping up, and it keeps making me think, I remember the last time that a greatest ally jet pretended to be Egyptian. The Lincoln. So, or excuse me, the SS Liberty. I worry about the Lincoln. I worry about that every day. Anyway. So what I was going to say is that it feels to me as though I'm at the point now where I go, okay, this feels beyond the point of random. When our Egyptian jets get to town, somebody gets off the plane, I think, and starts Googling. That's a normal thing to do. However, they are Googling in Hebrew. That tells me one thing. And the things that they're looking at, these specific search terms that they are looking at, they are so persistently related to this case that I keep thinking to myself, well, even if they were just doing monitoring, how did they know that Jacqueline Maguire, how did they know her business address? Do you guys see what I mean? I hope so. So anyway, I'm over here just, guys. But yes, thank you. It's the cat that's hot. Thank you guys. You guys are so sweet. I know I need what is a volcano fan? Someone said a volcano fan. I don't know what that is. Sounds cooling. It's okay, guys. Don't worry. Don't worry, mods. It's okay. Free speech is fine. I'm tougher than I look. Thank you guys for being so sweet. I don't want you guys to over concern yourselves. It's all good. It's all good. I promise. So, yes, right. Yes. Thank you for Destroy the Blob. Thank you for saying it so that I don't have to say it out loud. Exactly. That's my concern too. And thank you. Thank you so much, Destroy the Blob. I appreciate that. Yes, the fan fund. All donations. All donations today will go to getting me a little fan. It's just that, okay, so the one that I had in my office, it's too loud and you could hear it. And so I was trying to record stuff, and thankfully I was recording at that time. And then I played it back and it was like you could hear it in the background. I was like, okay, we'll sweat it out. And usually I have the window open. I'm a window open type of girly, but today it's too hot to do that. That would just be a huge mistake. So anyway, here we are, we soldier on. But again, it's too important. It is really too important to me to get the information out there. I don't worry about it too much. I'm like, cool, and I'm going to hop in the pool. It's a pool type of day. Or the beach, maybe, anyway. So, but I did want to, make sure that we went over that. And then I wanted to answer any questions about it. What I am finding over and over, persistently, someone gets off that plane, whips out a phone. I really believe that. Another reason is obviously we know that Candace did talk, I think it was just the other day, about the fact that when that's happening, when that jet got to town, what happened? Individuals, contractors got off of the jet, and only some of them got back on. Now, if you guys recall, going back to a previous episode, you guys may recall that we actually did find that they had looked for the address of the hotel in Orem, Utah, in Hebrew. That's crazy. Think about that for a second, guys. In Hebrew. Does not make any sense. So, Citizen Forensic is coming in clutch with amazing comments. Thank you. Whenever I catch them, then I get really excited. Okay, so, hey, Anna, if you trace the owners of the home in Orem to that decoy was found on, it was owned by a lady from Nebraska. Lincoln and Omaha are hotspots for her. Citizen Forensic, can you email me the name of that person? Please, can you email me the name of that person? My email is Ana Escobar Show. I'm like everybody. Quick plug. The email anaescobarshow@gmail.com. anaescobarshow@gmail.com. Did I say that like Baron? I tried to with a little, intonation. Anyway, like I said, that feels relevant. Thank you, Citizen Forensic. Killer. I love that. I don't always see you guys. So many of you guys leave amazing comments. I always wish I should just go back and watch these entire things. And then Carmitalia, am I saying that right? I like that name. That's very cool. Carmitalia. I tend to believe that Mike and the Drum were used to assure success. I tend to agree with you. I tend to agree. Because I do believe that there were a number of plans, backup plans, emergency plans, uses for the drones. I think that there were. And it's just crazy to me, the idea that they maybe just still did this bad of a job. Poor Charlie. It breaks my heart to think about. So, but at any rate, like I said, when I was trying to think to myself about who individuals might be that if they were going to task professionals with covering this thing up, well, Jacqueline Maguire, she has a lot of experience in whole of government investigations. And somebody thought that she worked with JDA. Somebody thought that Andrew Colvett worked with her. But you know what Jacqueline's never done? She's never done PR. She's never been a crisis communications PR person. So I get the feeling that this is pure. Can we do a pure spec moment? Can we do just like a moment for pure spec? Is that fine? Please don't get mad. Sorry, as I'm trying to go through that. Yes, I do need air conditioner. You're right, JCH. I'm trying to look at these. Yes, they shut down Timpanogos. Okay, exactly, Kevin. So look at this great comment here. This is a great comment. Thank you for making this point. They shut down Timpanogos where they took Charlie at 12:15. Exactly. That to me says foreknowledge. That to me says coordination. That to me says professional. That to me says someone who knew kind of what they were doing as far as major event. And so, like I said, when I'm added to the list, like I was saying, if you needed someone to help coordinate redoing the crime scene, right? Like literally paving over the crime scene. If you needed someone to coordinate the FBI being allowed to oversee or overrule Joe Kent, and then also give the correct agents at the SBI the accurate, the exact investigation, make sure that it was Mr. Hull who was there on the case, and make sure that it was, all of these specific individuals, and make sure that everything at the hospital was already taken care of, and make sure that the Google trends were wiped, and make sure that the contractors from wherever they may or may not have come from all got onto or off of a particular jet and were there in time and left right away, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. The list goes on. And when I think about who the kind of person might be, who might be tasked with doing exactly that, then maybe potentially the person who is tasked in the past with investigating the Pentagon, I think to myself, that's kind of who I would think about. That's who I would ask. Oh my gosh. You're going to make me cry. Stop. Don't you dare. Stop. Sweet Spine, thank you so much. That's so kind. I'm overwhelmed. I don't know what to do. Oh, you're so kind. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh, I'm overwhelmed. Go get yourself a portable AC. Oh gosh, I don't even know. How does one handle these things? How does one handle such things with such a, oh. How does one handle such things? I don't even know what to do. I don't know what to say. What does one say? What does one even say? Thank you. Well, gosh, now I have to go get the AC. Now I'm sweating because that's so nice. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Oh my goodness. That is so compassionate. Oh, you were so kind. Yes, you're right. I gotta get the AC. You're right. Oh my gosh, not me sweating in here. How embarrassing. But I just feel like I feel like I'm with friends and family, so I can be over here doing this. I'm sorry. Oh my gosh. Thank you. I can't thank you enough. That's so kind. What a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful gesture. It means so much to me. You guys know that. To be like, I feel supported by you guys. I truly do. It makes it so I feel like I can do this. You guys should have seen me earlier. I was over there on the phone with Miss Allie Top Files. We love her. She is my emotional support cookie. And I was like, boo-hooing because I had tech issues when I was trying to have everything, nicely professional for when I was going on Stu. So I was trying to have everything nicely professional and I was having tech issues. And so I'm boo-hooing to poor Allie. Oh my goodness. And like I said, she is my emotional support cookie, as I am always happy to be hers, but because she is so wonderful and kind, she answers the phone when I'm like, Allie, help, And I was just freaking out. And I was like, Allie, I shouldn't even be doing this. I'm not a professional. I don't know what I'm doing and blah, blah, blah. And she's like, but don't you love them? And I said, I love them so much. I love them. I feel like I have truly found the people that my people. And so, like I said, your guys' support, it just blows me away. And I was so lucky, and I kept me feeling okay. Because of course, Stu is such a wonderful professional, broadcaster and everything like that. So he was so kind about it, but I just felt bad because I'm a perfectionist, especially when it comes to like the research that I'm presenting and the information that I'm giving people and all of that good stuff. And I thought to myself, oh my gosh, I am just, so not a professional. And she was like, you have people here that love you, and you guys make me feel that way so much. So I'm blown away. All of the support, it blows me away. I'm so glad that you guys care about this stuff the same way that I do, because boy, I care about this stuff. And what I want to do more than anything is to be able to make this the thing that I do, which is look into as much as we can and try to figure out as much as we can. Because again, I have had this overwhelming feeling continually that Charlie's story is a part of the same story, that all of these stories are the same story, that there's going to be overlap, that there's going to be people that we see, names that come up again and again, incidents. And the towers, the Pentagon, Butler, Vegas, the Vegas thing, that horrible thing that happened a few years ago in Vegas. And what was it, 2017? Oh my gosh, it's been 9 years. I can't believe that. Was it 2017? I think it was. Oh my goodness, that's way, and so what I felt so overwhelmingly is that's what I want more than anything, is to be able to do this and look through that stuff and try to just have a community that cares about it as much as I do. Thank you guys for caring. Thank you so much. What do you guys think? You think Jackie? I'm like, can I answer anyone's questions? I want to make sure that Sweet Swine, you are just a legend. Oh my gosh. Thank you for your generosity of spirit, and thank you to everybody who watches this little channel. Because again, the feeling that I get is that our little team, you guys care as much as I do, and I care about this stuff. I don't want to let them get away with it. I don't want them to ever think that they can get away with it again. It's been, in my opinion, at least 25 years. I have family members that, risk their lives in the GWAT, right? And I don't want that to be for something that continues. I don't want that to be anything that continues, and I certainly don't want it to be anything that goes unanswered. So thank you guys for helping me support my dreams. So I want to make sure that I am going through questions, because I know that, again, you guys are brilliant. Okay. Jackie, amazing question. Hello. Why did they take the video from Utah Valley Hospital? Exactly. And by the way, can I just say one little thing? Because you're exactly right, Jackie. So part of what I did for a long time, my career has been in medicine and in leadership roles. And the thing that stuck out to me is, first of all, just clearing the emergency room, period, which allegedly they did. There's no way. There's no way. There's no way. Like, my license would be on the line if I had done such a thing. Removing the actual video, any kind of video, what are you absolutely doing? Like, that's not a normal thing. That's not a normal thing. That's the sort of thing that would have immediately raised so many questions for the individuals that were there, the security personnel, even just the hospital staff. Unacceptable and so unusual. But it's the clearing of the ED. And I don't mean, they didn't clear them just to like put them upstairs. They didn't just put them upstairs. They literally transferred them on a shuttle to another hospital. This is unheard of, guys. This is like, I would have been before the board. I would have been in front of JCO. I would have been, there's regulatory agencies that come with all of these places. And so you know what they're doing, guys? Think about this for a second. They are quite literally charged with taking care of every individual. And by the way, I'm like, sorry, we got to put the glasses on. It's important. I got to be able to see all these amazing comments going by, and this helps me do that. So what I was going to say is, okay, for every individual who is in the ER, the emergency department, emergency room, every single individual who is there by virtue of them being within the ER, they are considered by default medically unstable. They are considered medically unstable. What that means is that you can't put them on a shuttle. What if Mrs. Smith has a blood clot that we don't know about? What if Mrs. Smith has a undiagnosed heart condition? What if Mrs. Smith is there for shortness of breath, but the reason for that is really a pulmonary embolism and blah, blah, blah. I mean, there's just so many things. And the thing about someone who is in that moment medically unstable is that you, as a transferring hospital, are actually responsible for that person's health and well-being. I mean, Lord forbid, what if Mrs. Smith is okay, but then she trips getting into the shuttle or getting out of the shuttle? I've seen patients fall, like things happen, right? There's no way you are putting a patient who is medically unstable on a shuttle. Every single patient should have been transferred by individual private ambulance, and there should be a record of every single transfer of every single patient by individual private ambulance. And by the way, it is considered patient dumping, which is another thing that is outside of regulations to remove a patient from your hospital. You can't clear up space. It doesn't work like that. You have to take your patient and either transfer them to a higher level of care. That is relevant. That's reasonable, but you cannot transfer them to a different hospital. Just drives me nuts just to think about. It doesn't happen. Does not happen. Would not stand. So I don't know. There's no way. All the stuff on that day, you guys. All the stuff on that day makes absolutely zero to no sense. And so for me, I think that realistically, it's the sort of thing where I say to myself, you know what? There's a lot of stuff to answer for, and they have not answered for it, in my opinion. So let's see. Thank you, Vapenators. You guys are so kind and wonderful. Thank you, Scotty. Hey, Scotty. Oh my gosh, you guys are so kind. So I want to make sure that I answer questions, and I wanted to make sure that I go through supers and all of that good stuff, because wow, you guys blow me away. And I love, it's like, just so you guys know, if you ask me questions in the super chat, then I can answer them. Otherwise the chat moves really fast, but I can click over to a different place in the chat where it just shows the supers and they don't move, and then I can scroll, and then that way, that's how I'm like, then I can answer all of them. So please, always and never ever feel like you can't ask a question. I always want to make sure that I'm able to provide any background information about anything that I'm saying, because anything that I'm saying, I hope that I make a point to be clear about, like, what is like me thinking this is what makes sense versus what is this piece of information that I have and how did I get to it. So what's going to happen now is I am going to go through supers. I'm going to close. Oh my gosh, I really hope that this works. You guys, wish us luck. I'm over here closing other tabs because I think that will help things. And then I think that will make the computer not freeze. The chat's going it moves in a funny little way. So I don't know. I don't totally. It's okay. It's kind of been doing that ever since we have started stumbling onto some of this stuff, but we're not going to stop doing that because the stuff is too important. And Jacqueline, I would love to know. I'm like, guys, so for me, I'm like, in conclusion, just to kind of like sum up what it is that I'm saying regarding this Jacqueline gal. Someone randomly cleaning my windows at my house. I hope you guys can't hear that. Can you hear that? Strange behavior. I have no comment. We're just going to let it be. It's fine. So, what we're going to do is look at our comments and everything, and then that way I can click over to it. And oh my goodness, Lizzie, you guys are just, oh my goodness. I'm so overwhelmed, guys. I don't even know what to say. Oh my goodness. Lizzie, thank you. Oh my, I hope that your day is blessed too, Lizzie. Oh my gosh. I hope everybody is watching this is having a absolutely blessed day and is having just, oh, you guys, I don't even know what to think. Oh, you guys lifted my spirits so much. You guys should have seen me. I'm tough on myself because I want to get it perfect for you guys. That's really what I feel is I want to get it perfect. I want all of the information to be perfect. So I'm triple checking it, making sure, right? And then I also want to make sure that it's being, presented in a way that makes sense. And as you guys know, we are not podcasters by nature. We are not podcasters or broadcasters, but man, this is so important that I don't feel as though I have a choice. And your support blows me away. You guys, thank you. I don't even know what to say. I am overcome. I'm not great at compliments. I'm not great at like taking compliments. You know, I think a lot of people struggle with that. Can't be the only one. Lizzie, thank you. You guys, I'm like, I have to go and like, you know, I got to go and pace around my office here in a minute and just pace around. I'm blown away. And I'm so glad that this, you know, what it means to me ultimately is that it gives me so much faith in humanity. Because I just, guys, you have no idea, for, you know, I've been looking into just oddities, especially with like the aviation stuff. I've been looking into it for years. I've always thought that it was just me, you know? I mean, not that I didn't think other people cared, but I didn't know that other people would have that passion and curiosity for figuring this stuff out. I'm blown away. This is make me cry. Stop. No more super chats, lag. Turn them off. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. But like I said, it's incredible to me how many other people care about this. I'm so hopeful, like, because our country needs it now more than ever, right? So I love you. I love you guys. I really do. Oh my gosh. I'm just, yeah, well, now, you know, now I don't have an excuse. I gotta go get I'm so excited. Is there a silent fan? I'm like, guys, can anyone recommend a fan that doesn't make noise? I'm like, well, with this kind of money, I'm going to go and hire one of the neighborhood kids to sit there with a palm frond. Oh my gosh. Hire one of my sisters. Hey. Oh my gosh. Thank you. Hello, Jessie Fan 24. And thank you. Oh my gosh, Sunday. Oh, doesn't ice cream sound fantastic? You guys want to hear a funny story? So somebody went to Dairy Queen yesterday. And that little somebody was me. And so anyway, after I went to Dairy Queen, then I went and saw my sister and we're hanging out and blah, blah, blah. Anyway, long story short, she ate my Mexican hot chocolate sundae. And I'm very upset at her. And then I was like, you know what? We're not best friends anymore. And I was really mad. And then she's like, oh, why'd you go to Dairy Queen anyway? Were you trying to be like Tyler Fox? Anyway, long story short, sister, friend of the show. So she's definitely watching. Hey, sis, you owe me a Mexican hot chocolate. It's a Dairy Queen flavor. I like the summertime ones. My favorite one's the cotton candy, which I did also get. Please, no judgment, please. Hi, Girls Drive Jeeps too. Oh, I love your username. I'm so glad that you're on TSP with us. That makes me thrilled. Just so you guys know, I love Jeeps. I always wanted a white Jeep. Be so cool. Like a Wrangler. That's like my little, in my head, that's my little cool. I bet yours is sick though. If that's your username, that's awesome. I love like going on the beach and like doing the stuff. You know what I'm talking about? Thank you for the super sticker, Michelle. I appreciate you. You are so kind. I really do. It is so meaningful to me. Hi, Destroy the Blob. Hello, hello. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you for talking about this. My brother was killed. Oh my gosh. Oh. I am so sorry to hear that. Oh, that's awful. Oh my goodness. Destroy the Blob. I'm so sorry to hear that. I'm going to say a prayer for your family and for their memory. And I couldn't agree more that this is the sort of information we owe it to each other to look into. We owe it to each other to look into. And yes, your brother, absolutely, your brother and your family and every person who was impacted by that. Absolutely. I'm so sorry. And here you are making sure that 25 years on, you're still searching for truth. That is so beautiful. That is so wonderful. That is the meaning of family. And Oh, my heart is just breaking for you, though. Yeah. I often think that I'm lucky because I didn't know anyone's name that died on that day. And that's really how I feel. The more that we look, the more that's uncovered, the more that it seems like, yeah, it's not, 9/10, that's a big one. And it's a big one for a lot of us. There's a lot of people that still 25 years on deserve justice. And so I couldn't agree more. And that's why, in my opinion, I was very shocked to see the name of someone who was involved. This Jacqueline Maguire. I thought there's no way that individuals who worked, who were involved with that, I thought that there's no way. So I've always thought, I hate how long it's been, because then what do you do? Well, there's a lot of questions to answer from that time. And I don't think that I think that so many Americans are now waking up. At the very least, there's so many questions that need to be answered. I'll pray for you and your family. I'm so sorry. And I'm so glad that you're here still asking questions on his behalf today. It's the right thing to do. I would do exactly the same thing. So, and thank you for the gift. I appreciate it so much. I really do. Okay. Social owie, social owie or social owie? I'm going to go with owie because it's funner. Football season is almost here. I loved your work for a while. Thank you so much. Yes, football season is almost here. Guys, there's a lot going on. I promised myself that last year, guys, I was just, when everything that happened, I just was like, okay, this is all I care about. That's it. Like with Charlie, that's it. I didn't go to any games. Normally, I'm the most obnoxious football fan of all time. I normally have like a fantasy team and all that stuff. I don't even know if I watched a game on television. I made it to one, and I'm glad I did because my team won the Super Bowl, and I'm thrilled. It's been a long time coming, and it's been a lot of that. But it is almost here. I know. And thank you. And I'm going to try to, my plan is, so just so everybody knows, I'm like, maybe now's a good time to just talk about this real quick, because Candace has not put her notice yet, right? Someone tell me Candace hasn't put her notice yet. Let me look at me checking here. No Candace time quite yet, right? Okay. Oh my goodness, I'm seeing 49ers fans. I love you guys anyway. I have to love you in spite of it, though. It's a big rivalry. No, I know. I'm surrounded by Niners fans. Bless them, bless their hearts. I mean, I just want everyone to know CMC was my favorite, CMC is still my favorite player, just so everyone is aware. He is. And that includes CMC on the 49ers. Okay, it does. Because so somebody in your minds right back, my Niners fans are going to know exactly what I'm talking about. So in that Niners game, it was a Niners playoff game. It was Philly versus San Francisco, right? And so, CO in 30 minutes. Perfect. Okay, that's okay. So, CMC, favorite player. Now, I am very mad still at the head coach, Mr. Shanahan, because I do not appreciate his dad's willingness to put RG3 back in that playoff game from like 10 years ago. Do you guys remember when RG3 played for the Redskins and he had injured his knee, and then Mike Shanahan, Kyle Shanahan's father, Mike Shanahan was on the assistant coaching roster, I believe. He was the offensive coordinator? Something, assistant offensive coordinator, whatever the case may be. Now, Mike Shanahan put RG3 back in that game, and then I had to see him go limp around like a little horse because he was playing on that racetrack that's on FedEx Field. You guys remember the FedEx Field? It was like a racetrack. It was sod. It was awful. They hadn't even repaved it. You know what I mean? And so anyway, RG3 is out there limping. And then I remember Mike Shanahan going and being like, get back in that game. And they made him go out there. And if he had been a horse, they would have taken him back out, shot him. I was so mad about that. That was so awful. And then we lost Chris Clemens too in that game for the rest of his career. Anyway, circling back. So the thing about Kyle Shanahan is he is the son. And I understand that we're not doing sins of the father, but I'm still mad about it. And he was on that coordination staff. Now, anyway, fast forward to that 49ers playoff game versus Philly, that was the game that they had sat Jimmy Garoppolo and Trey Lance. They had not even dressed them, if you guys recall. The thing was, what's his name got hurt within the first couple minutes, not CMC. Oh my gosh, why am I blanking on who the QB is? Maybe Jimmy Garoppolo was injured, and then Trey Lance had not been dressed. And then they had, who was it playing backup? Oh, I do know that they had the Pastronaut. That was fun. And then they also had the, who was it? Oh my goodness. Who was the starting QB? He was okay. As I'm like, sitting there, and you guys could tell, this game was important to me, but the other players not important because, again, I love CMC. I've always loved CMC. And what I noticed was, I'm sorry. I'm like, I know this is confusing to any people that aren't football nerds. I love football. I find it so interesting. It's a great team sport. It's an individual sport. It's everything. It's closest we get to gladiators, and I love it. I'm so crazy about football. I love it. So anyway, CMC is in. He is hurt. He is playing on one Achilles to start the game. Okay. Then he pretty much loses that Achilles. Poor baby. So then Josh Dobbs, the Pastronaut, he goes, their quarterback gets injured just a little bit. And then, oh my gosh. Can we just, I just saw this coming by. Oh my gosh. That's so funny. Yes, you got my sense of humor, Mark. That's so funny. So, Brock Purdy, thank you. Oh my gosh, how did I forget Brock Purdy? Bless his heart. Bless his little heart. Seems like a nice young man. So anyway, he got an owie, right? And then he's out. Well, now Josh Dobbs, who's the backup quarterback, he goes in. And then Josh Dobbs immediately is concussed. Poor baby. Okay, so now he's out. Well, now what do you do? Because according to the rules at the time, since they hadn't dressed Jimmy or Trey, they couldn't put in another quarterback. And then what happens? Christian McCaffrey, okay, like I said, who I love. Christian McCaffrey has spirit. He has heart. He wants it. You can tell that he wants it. And what does he do? He goes and he puts on that green dot helmet. He puts on the quarterback. So the green dot helmet, guys, is the helmet so that he can hear the play calls in his ear. He goes and he puts on the quarterback helmet. He looks at the playbook, which he barely needs to do. And then what does he do? He proceeds to get in there and, oh, bless him, he throws what might be the worst NFL pass I've ever seen. But he did it. He did it because he wanted it, because he wanted to go and he wanted to win that game and he wanted to beat Philly and he wanted it with his whole soul. And you could tell. And I just thought to myself, you're the most wonderful human of all time. I love him so much. I do love his wife. She's so lovely and beautiful. She's one of the smart and spunky. She's Miss America. She's amazing. What's her name? Olivia something. So anyway, that's my little story about, about my Niners feelings. So I'm mad about Kyle Shanahan. I love CMC. I also am glad. The one good thing I'll say about Kyle is, unlike his father, he did not make Brock Purdy go back in there with an owie. Because like I said, they made RG3 do it. That's enough of me yapping about football, guys. I could yap about football all day long. But I do know that I'm going to end up having, like I said, most of my neighbors. I am around so many 49ers fans. So I love you guys. It's all good. We're all having fun. Guys, my brothers-in-law, they're one is okay. You want to hear pain? I hope that there's more girls that like football, or guys in here too, so that you guys are totally bored by this. But I will say, ladies, if you don't love football, it's okay because it's super fun. And if you give it a chance, I really believe that you'll love it. Anyway, so it's so fun and there's so much drama. And guys, hello, Taylor Swift is literally married to Travis Kelce. There's things happening. There's drama with that entire organization. Don't even get me started. But anyway, my dad is a Chiefs fan. Please. Okay. It's been a long life. Okay. So my dad's a Chiefs fan. Okay. One of my brothers-in-law is a Chargers fan. Okay. These are all teams that compete against each other. The other one is a Broncos fan. Okay. And then because I love Pete Carroll, guess what I was last year? A temporary Raiders fan, because I love Pete and I love Gino, because Pete, that's like my dad. I love Pete Carroll so much, and I give him another chance, and I like Gino, and so I really do. So I was like, all my people are over there, and I think they picked up Tyler Lockett, and so anyway, I was like, these are my guys. Well, guess what? They proceeded to win 2 games last year. I will just say, Sundays were atrocious in the family group chat. I was definitely like, guys. Like, anyway, um, but my team with the Super Bowl, of course. I'm like, so I guess I'm gonna like watch the game like this now. I'm gonna just start watching like because if I don't watch, apparently we're extra good. But yes, it's hard being a Raiders fan, and they're fun. But now they have what's his name, Mendoza. They just got a new quarterback. God love Gino. He's back with the Jets. It's a lot going on. Anyway, Pete had one last ride. We love that. Gino gets to go and I guess rescue the Jets. Fingers crossed. We like the team over there. Kind of. I don't know. But anyway, it's good for him to go back. And then now the Raiders have Fernando Mendoza, and also someone that I would argue is probably the best running back in the entire world. What's his name? Number 6. Wait, number 2. What's his name? Number 2. Someone tell me. Please, someone tell me. I know. And Raiders are so fun and they wear the cute outfits and, and then the 49ers get to wear the cute outfits. I get very jealous. It's not easy, guys. So the colors are, my team's colors are kind of boring. They're a little neutral. What's his name? The running back number 2. And he's really amazing. Ginty. Ashton Ginty. Got it. Yeah. So anyway, I'll talk football with you guys anytime, but I know that that's not what folks are doing here. Ashton Ginty. Yes. Thank you. Yes. We love him. And so he's so good. Great, seems like a great kid. I like Mendoza so far. That's the quarterback. So we can yes. Oh my gosh. Okay, excuse me, Nancy Lee. Hi. I have to put your comment up. It's so good. I'm here for the Charlie Kirk investigation. Now I'm interested in football. Oh my gosh, girl, listen. It's so fun. It's so much fun. I'm heartbroken over Hayden Panettiere because you know how in Remember the Titans, she was that little girl and she was on the sideline. She was always like sassy and yelling. That was like me growing up. Oh, God love her. God rest her soul. But she was a wonderful character and it's just so much fun. And you don't have to, I do not, listen, just so everyone's very clear, I do not like have a super tight spiral. I can identify an A gap, but I don't think I can shore one up. You know what I mean? And so I love it. But, I think nowadays girls kind of play it, but I was cheering, I was facing the wrong direction actually all through high school. So then eventually I was like, just trying to basically make my big brothers annoyed. And so I made a point to learn as much as I could about football. And then I just started loving it. And they do spins and flips. And Taylor's very involved, listen, ladies, if Taylor Swift is going to football games, we can all go to football games too. And it's really fun. And also then you're not miserable when you're hanging with your boyfriend or your brothers or your husband. If you know stuff about it and you're like, wow, look at that. Look at, wow, this is a big third down here. Even if you just drop that in front of your, boyfriend, husband, brothers, friends, whatever, dad, it's really cool. Like, it's really cool to be like, hey, I know this stuff. Anyway, like I said, I had to do it to be an obnoxious little sister. And it's stuck. It's been my very favorite thing. Yes, thank you, Social Owie, for getting me going on football, please. Guys, I could talk about that all day. Oh my goodness. Oh, destroy the blob. Anna, I have a ton of information about no hijackers sent to me almost 20 years ago. Oh, please send that my direction. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. That would be absolutely incredible. Thank you. So my email is Anna Escobar Show. I'm like, wait, hold on. I'm just going to hide this so you can see it. There we go. See, it's in the corner. Okay. Anna Escobar Show, just like that. And it's at gmail.com. I would love that because again, these people need a really close look, specifically that gal. But like I said, my absolute intention is to continue to look into all of this nonsense because I'm not standing for it. And our eyes were covered for a long time. It's time for as many of us as possible to see if there is just anything to be done. Our country, every person in our country and every person that we lost on that day deserves that more than anything. So I am committed. That is my intention. So yes, please, Anna Escobar Show, right there, just like that, at gmail.com. Thank you for saying that. And thank you for sending me tulips. You are so sweet. I appreciate you. Oh, little sis, excuse me, such a cute username. All of my kitty girls are in here. I'm so happy. And kitty girl too, you guys know. Probably hear them meowing right now. Critter, thank you for bringing more people onto TSP. I'm crazy about that. You know that's just makes my heart so happy. Thank you, sweetie. I appreciate you. Oh, sweet swine of mine. I don't even know what to say. You guys are making it so that I am going to be able to Live my dreams. Oh my gosh. And live my dream of having an AC in here. Wow. Look at me. So cool. I don't know. I'm overcome. I don't even know how to handle these things, guys. I'll get better at it. Kevin, hello. Thank you for joining the gang. So, speaking of the members, here's the question. I'm going to put out a poll in the community. You guys know I try to use the community as much as I can. I'm sorry I fell off the last couple days because I was just trying to do as much background research as I can. But anyway, I'm going to put up a poll. It should be out today. The poll is going to be, would your guys' preference be for our YouTube, for our members shows to be more of a collaborative thing? Like, you know how we do kind of our girls roundtable? Is that what you guys would want? Or should we do sensitive subjects? Or a combination of both, which is kind of where my head has been a little bit. But I want to know, because again, I really care about making this something that works for all of you guys. And I have a very curious mind. So I'm interested in a lot of stuff, as you guys can imagine. Like, we can be in there, and we can also make it like a free speech thing. We can make it let's just yap about stuff and not have to worry about the censorship thing. We can talk about string theory, and we can talk about football, and we can talk, there's a lot of options, but, and I love like learning new stuff. So there's some folks that do roundtables. So anyway, I'm going to put up different options. Will you guys, now that I think that I have enough members, I'm going to do member shows. And I think once a week, it'll be fun. So free speech, kind of a roundtable style, like with other investigators, or a totally off topic, or, you guys just tell me. I'm looking forward to it. And thank you for joining us, Kevin. I'm so thrilled. You're amazing. Hey, all the way from New Zealand. You're my favorite YouTube channel. Thank you, my nature ray. Hello. Hello to New Zealand. And thank you for saying that. Oh my gosh, that makes you guys. How did you guys know that I was I don't know. Now Allie's going to hear me calling her again. I'm going to be boo-hooing again, but it's not going to be from being sad. It's going to be from being happy. I appreciate the support. To the mods here, we love you. Hello. The mods are amazing. Oh my gosh, Kristen called in to Stu's show. I was like, my honey, I love you. Like, you guys, the mods are they're so wonderful. I feel like I'm in like a room with my family, and it makes me feel like I can go anywhere and handle it. And thank you guys for coming with me. Ray, you're so sweet. Thank you. Oh, Anna, you should attach your Buy Me a Coffee link to your live streams. Okay, it allows us to write longer messages, and they take pennies versus super chats. That's a large percentage. YouTube already makes enough. Greedy beeps. Thank you, Waffles. Thank you for the creative spelling, darling. Also, yes, I should do that. I do have it attached to my main YouTube thing. We're still learning about that, all of this stuff and things, but you are right. You know what? It will be in a comment, and like by the time people are watching this, that are getting back to this, it'll be down there. I'll put it in a comment and pin it. Is that a good idea? That seems like a good idea. And I always want longer messages. You guys know I just like talking to you guys. Thank you for the flower. Thank you, darling. You are so sweet. You are just the best. Nuggets of hugs and appreciation, beautiful lady. I absolutely adore your soul. Don't ever stop being you. Thank you for loving us the way that you do. Case, I do love you guys. You guys are wonderful. I'm so lucky. I feel like the algorithm really hooked me up. It's genuinely how I feel. I know we have 15 minutes before Candace comes, so I'm going to get us out of here. Don't worry. I never want to make you guys choose. I'm like, Baron, I just need to ask Baron for a schedule. I know he's got 8 kids and a new grandbaby, so it's all good. But I do know that you guys want to be able to watch his show, and then I don't want to make you guys have to choose. I'm not doing that. So I'm going to try to figure it out. And maybe next time I'll just go late after Candace instead. I'm like, I'll just beg him. Baron, please, can you tell me a schedule? No, he's busy. He's got 8 kids and a grandbaby. That's okay. We'll make it work. But I'll try to make sure that I don't make anybody do that. And I really do love you guys. You guys are wonderful. Like I said, the algorithm brought me just such a top tier group. I'm very impressive. You guys are wonderful. How could I not love you? Thank you so much. Thank you, Therese. Therese Reinhold. Thank you very much. You are very sweet, and I appreciate you. I love how you spell your name. I love French names. They're some of my favorites. Therese, right? Am I saying that right? Therese? Or is it the research? Nope, it's Therese. Yeah, that's a beautiful name. Joe's, did you donate to my fan fund? I don't know what to say. What's going on, everybody? I don't even know what to say. What does one do with such a thing? Thank you so much. I don't know what to say. Thank you. Guys, you guys, I don't even know what to say. Oh, you guys. I am going to have to boo-hoo to Allie after this. It's so generous. Your generosity overwhelms me. And I know how it just, I mean, and honestly, every penny counts. And because I remember so many times of like, you know, being like, the reason I find it so overwhelming is because I remember when I would, you know, send Candace and Baron a super chat. And it's a gesture that is so loving. And it's a gesture that is just like supportive. And so the reason that I'm like overcome is feeling that generosity and like loving spirit from you guys. That's why it's like just so overwhelming to me. So, because I know what it was like sending a super chat and being like, I love the things that you're saying. And, you know, and it's so important to do this. And so that's the part that like, yeah. Guys, made me cry on stream. Don't make me cry on stream. I have to call my mom and Allie. I can boo-hoo to them. But like in a happy way. Again, Allie will be thrilled. I'm like, guys, pre-warn her that when I'm calling her, it's going to be happy crying. Oh, man. I don't even know what to do. I'm like, what do I even do with you guys? I love you guys. And you guys are such a blessing in my life. And every single one of you is such a blessing in my life. I know. Hell, me too. You guys are such a you're right. There's no crying in football. There's no crying in football. We are tough. We are tough. We are strong. We are tough. We are strong. We are tough. We are strong. We're tough and we're strong. Yes, we're going to do that. There's no crying in football. I don't think that that's the, Keith, I don't know that that's the expression. There's no crying in baseball, Keith, but I don't know. So, but it just, like I said, so, you know, it just, yeah, it like when I've gotten to do that, it was just like, I, you know, just really love this person, what they're saying. So that's why I'm like, holy Moses, because it makes me feel that way, that you guys feel that way. So that's just overwhelming. I don't even know what to do. I'm like, guys, this morning I was like, Allie, I'm not a broadcaster. I don't know how to do this. I don't know how to send the form or the file correctly. And I just wanted, can I just give them a docket? Can I send them an email? And she's like, but your community, you know, they seem like they're really tight and they really love each other. And they say, I can see them all saying hi to each other and all that stuff. And I said, oh my gosh, you guys, like, that's true. So I was like, you're right. And that's the point, is that it is supposed to be bigger than the individual. And it is, because everybody, you know, all of you guys have each other. So it makes me feel thrilled to get to spend time like this, all of it with you guys. So we will keep doing it. Now, it is a good time for me to mention, we will be changing our schedule in the coming weeks a little bit. I'm like, I want to commit to certain days. I am going to have to, because I have to work more. I really tried to, I you know, dialed back, because like I said, I'm professional. I'm a professional in my actual job, you know. But I thought, you know, I had a choice this summer pretty much. That was either go and like go on vacation and have a fun summer, which is, you know, when we love that. Or it was to see if I could dedicate myself to this effort and see how much I could get done if I could just really just dedicate myself. I feel like I have learned so much and found a lot. And so I'm like, okay. So now I'm having to like kind of phase back in, my plan is I'll do my, I'm probably going to be doing my job 3 days out of the week. That gives me 4. And I just want to make sure that I have enough time to research and to do a good job for you guys. But luckily, I've had a little bit of time to try to get my legs under me a little bit more. And so that's what I still want, is to be able to commit to 3 days a week with ideally our member thing on that extra day. So that's my plan. But I did want to tell you guys that, because the good thing about it will be I will have a more regular solid schedule. I just want to make sure I do it on the right days and that it doesn't get all moved around. But I'm thrilled, and I'm going to put the poll up today. So thank you for hanging out with me, you guys. I really have loved it. I'm really glad, and I'm looking forward to the emails from folks. Specifically, if you can please put in the subject line, just make sure that I see it right away. Blob, but I want to read all of them. You guys know that, but I want to know which one. But Blob, if you would put your username in it so that I, in the subject line, just so I can know that I'm looking specifically at that specific information that we talked about, then I'm really looking forward to it. And Lemon Curd, you said something and I missed it. Did I miss it? Lemon Curd, no. I know that name. It's one of my favorite names. Lemon Curd, what is it? Hi, Snoops. Hi, Baby J. Hi, Dave. Hi, Jacques. Yay, Carmitalia, are you part of TSP? I'm so happy. Oh, I'm thrilled. I love you being here. I'm just so thrilled. Lemon Curd, I know that you always say such important stuff, and now I feel like I'm going to miss something. Oh my goodness. Did I miss something? I might have. Yes, I am gobsmacked. I'm trying to scroll up through the chat to see, because it said no before you go, and I want to make sure I'm not missing something. Don't know if Baron is going today. He said he's still sick. He had his member show, Lemon Curd. He had his member show, and then that was I think it started 3.5 hours ago. He could still be going. He's got just amazing stamina. I don't know how he manages to do that. And I'm like, you know what I have to do? I'm gonna have to go back and just watch the chat. I'm gonna have to go back and look back through it, because now I'm confused. And also, Candace is coming on in 8 minutes, and I don't want anybody to. Did you get our super chat 2024? Keijo, yes, you're very wonderful and generous super chat. And what I did not see was was any message attached to it. Now wait, you don't have to send another one, please. But I want to make sure that I didn't miss anything, because now I'm trying to scroll up and see what it was that I missed. Or do you want to just say it again? I'm watching the chat. I'm watching the live chat. So if you want to say it again, then that way I can see. Oh, maybe one of the mods is going to tell me. Go buy a couple fans. Oh, Kicho. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. I cannot thank you enough. It means everything to me. Yes, that's why I was saying I was going to go cry to Allie, because you overwhelmed me with happiness and you overwhelmed me with emotion. And oh, you guys. Oh my gosh, Veronica. Guys, what's happening? Now, what's going on? Am I getting pranked? What is going on? What is this? I'm like, everybody stop. Everybody freeze where you're at. Veronica. Oh my gosh. What is this? What's happening? What's going on? Oh, guys, I don't know what to do. I don't know. How does someone handle such things? I genuinely don't know. You guys, I don't know what to even think right now. Guys, oh my gosh. I don't know even what to think. I don't know what to do here. I don't even know. What is this? What is going on? Veronica, my kiddos and I want to support your investigative course, even though you should be teaching one. Oh, I love you so much, Veronica. And Stassi, what a cute name. Is your daughter's name Stassi? Is it really? And Joseph? So, Veronica. So, my name is Anastasia. Like, that's like my full name. And so, I always went by Stassi, but it was just hard for people to pronounce. Is that what your daughter's name is? Oh my gosh, that would be too small of a world. I love the name Stassi regardless. Oh my goodness. You guys, and I can go and get ice cream, air conditioner, and headphones, which I've heard are convenient. Guys, what do I even say? I don't know what to say or do. You guys, I'm so overcome. So, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I just, you guys are so amazing, and man, I'm gonna lose it. I'm gonna lose it, Keith. Help. I'm like, I don't even know what to think. I feel like I'm being pranked. I feel like I'm being pranked. I'm not. I know that. What does one do? Look at that. Thank you for supporting it. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Each one of you. What does one do? What does one simply do? I genuinely, at this point, do not know. You're kidding. I'm leaving. I'm leaving. I'm leaving. Everybody stop. Everybody. Everybody. Everybody stop. Everybody stop. Stop. Stop this. What does one do? I don't know what to do. Everybody stop. 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 I'm sorry to sound like Erica. Stop it. Stop it. I'm going to lose it. Oh, man. Everybody stop, please. Yeah. Thank you for... What do we do in these situations? No one prepared me for this. I can't thank you guys enough. I really can't. I don't even know what to say. Man. Yeah. So. Everybody stop. No one is allowed to say anything. Nobody look. Like, what do you do? Oh, guys, I'm like, well, how does one become prepared for such things? QGU. Man. What does one do? Oh my gosh, and Candace is coming on? What does one do? What do you guys expect me to do? What do you think? I love you guys. I really do. And I feel like I'm with family. Man. Yeah. So, So, I'm so grateful eternally. And I am so just happy to get to be with you guys and to get to work on this thing. And now Candace is starting. What are we doing? What does one do? Make this one write a thank you card? I don't know. I don't even know how to deal with this. Candace is starting, everyone. Has she started? And I promise to keep going with this. First, we're watching Candace, and we're getting a fan. Okay, we're gonna go and watch Candace. We're going on Amazon. I love you guys to pieces. So I love you guys to pieces. I'm the luckiest person. I'm the luckiest girl on planet Earth. Let's go watch her girl. Let's go support her. And I will post my my poll. And also this weekend I will be back to do my my thing, my group chat, my circle, what does one call it? I don't have a brain anymore. I can't. How can one think? I'm going to be back doing a live stream roundtable with Allie and Rio this weekend, so we can catch up on the case. And I love you guys, and I'm going to see you guys there, and I adore you. And let's go and support our girl, and I will meet you guys over there. I love you so much.